Hi, and welcome back to the series of PMP Agile Practice Questions. We are in the topic for today. So, if you're preparing for a PMP certificate examination or the PMI certificate examination, or if you're preparing for Agile interviews, Agile coaching, this series is going to help you. I'm recording videos in chunks so that you can learn from a particular topic, test yourself, and get more confidence. Let's get started today. So, today is topic 4, and that is sprint planning. So let's see what kind of questions we're going to see in the sprint planning. Towards the end of the video, I'll give you a summary mind map, and then I'll give you also learning tip. Stay with me. Let's go and see what are the next 5 questions we have for sprint planning. Okay, the question reads 17, question number 17. During sprint planning, the development team realizes that they may not be able to complete all the user stories initially planned for the sprint. Okay, team is not able to complete the stories which they have initially planned. Real time scenario, it happens. Okay, not able to complete. The product owner is adamant about including all the stories to meet the release deadline. Okay, so it's during the planning. Okay, it is not something is already planned. It's during the planning. Read the question properly. Okay, it's about including all the stories to meet the deadline. Okay, as a scrum master, how should you handle this? Now this is where your leadership should come into picture, and then you have to see what best can be done so that the sprint goal is also met, the team is also not burnt out, the product is also happy, right? So let's see how this can be tackled. What is the best choice to do? Proceed with the sprint and ask the team to work overtime to complete all stories? No. Overtime, no. If you see things like overtime and all, no. This exam, the answers are not negative. Okay, so overtime answer is not allowed. PMI doesn't advocate overtime. Negotiate with the product owner to prioritize the most critical stories and reduce the sprint scope. Okay, this is a good one. Talk to the product owner, negotiate with him to prioritize most critical stories, and that could become the sprint backlog. Okay, and reduce the sprint scope. Probably next sprint we might have more people, we can get increase the scope and get more things done. But now negotiation looks a better option. Choice B. Extend the sprint length to accommodate all the stories and still meet the deadline. No, never do that. Don't extend the sprint length. Okay, sprint length is always a standard duration. Okay, it's like a 10-day sprint or 15-day sprint or 20-day sprint. Usually it's like a 10-day sprint, 2-week sprint. Never extend the duration of the sprint because you will not be able to track the velocity. In one of the companies we were working, like we had one of the senior leaders who come and say, okay, fine, the first part of the month we do 10-day sprint, the second part of the month we do like 12-day sprint. I'm like, how do you calculate velocity then? No, it's like that, how we have been doing it. No, don't do that. Okay, so don't extend the sprint length just to accommodate your work. No, not a good choice. C is not a good choice. Reassign stories to different team members to balance the workload. See, a scrum team has a fixed capacity. Okay, if you put it to different team on the same team, what will he do along with his work? More work? No. Will you get somebody else from outside the team into the team? Then that's a capacity, and you have to put more cost. That's also not a reasonable choice. Okay, so D is also not a good choice. Also on the A, right, proceed with the sprint and ask him to work overtime. One of the agile principles is to work in a sustainable manner. What is it that I can deliver sprint on sprint? Right? Sustainability is a principle of agile. Therefore, A is also not the right choice. So best choice looks over here as B. Negotiate with the product owner to prioritize what is the best thing to be done for now for the sprint during the sprint planning. Okay, let's see the answer choice. B is the right answer. In Agile, it's important to balance the team's capacity and ensure the sprint scope is realistic. Overcommitting the team and extending the sprint is not recommended as it can affect morale and violate the principles of maintaining a consistent sprint cadence. Okay, best approach is to prioritize most important stories with the product owner. That's the best approach. Okay, so look for these simple things about planning. Okay, we'll also see a summary towards the end of this. Let's see the next question. Question number 18. During sprint planning, one of the team members raises concerns that acceptance criteria for one of the user stories is unclear. Okay, acceptance criteria is unclear. The product owner insists on moving forward with it, claiming they will clarify details later in sprint. We see this happen in real time. Like most of the times, you're working and it's like, okay, we'll elaborate later. But again, the sprint demo comes in. Okay, so clarify details later. What is the best course of action? Now, as a Scrum Master, This is like a blocker for you. How will you help the team? Okay, proceed with the sprint as planned, trusting the product will provide the clarity later. No, don't go with that option. That okay, we'll get it. Assuming, don't work on assumptions. See, there are things like definition of done, definition already, acceptance criteria. If we can put these things in the place, then it becomes easier for us to know what exactly you have to build in. Delay the sprint until all user stories have clear acceptance criteria. No, you cannot delay the sprint. Okay, just because you are waiting for the acceptance criteria of all the user stories. So that's the sprint planning is a workshop. At least 2 to 4 hours is the duration of time. Ideally 4 hours for a 2 week sprint. So ensure that all this is elaborated properly. Work on the story based on assumptions and ask the clarification during the daily stand-ups. No, don't work on assumptions, as I told you. And ask clarifications during daily stand-ups. No, daily stand-ups just ask for progress checks, right? We saw this in the previous questions. Okay, no, C is also not the right choice. Now, you just left with D, that's the right choice. Ask the product owner to refine the user story before including it in the sprint backlog. Okay, so he or she has to refine the user story before it comes to backlog. The best choice is answer choice D. Let's see the answer. Okay, it is crucial that right answer is D. It is crucial that all the user stories are well defined with clear acceptance criteria before they are included in the sprint. This avoids potential confusion or rework later in the sprint. Well-defined backlog is key to successful sprint planning. Okay, the backlog needs to be defined well. Most of the time, what happens is we see just placeholder stories and sprint planning starts, and we start the work. Okay, start with these 2 stories. It's very much clear now. I'll come back to the other things. Then you're not able to get the right sprint goal. Okay, or what if they don't get the details of the user stories by some time, right? Then we lose half of the sprint and we could have done some other work instead of that, right? So it has to be prioritized, it has to be refined. That is the job of a product owner. If this is not happening, raise a question, raise a flag and get help from scrum masters. Okay, that's question number 18 for you. Question number 19. The development team is new to Agile, and during sprint planning, they are struggling with estimating the effort required for user stories. Okay, there's a problem with estimation. Okay, the Scrum Master notices that the team tends to overestimate the effort for simpler tasks. Okay, there is some gut feeling that Scrum Master says, or maybe some historic information he has. He's saying you guys are overestimating for simpler tasks. How should the Scrum Master address this? Allow the team to proceed with their estimates and adjust in future sprints as they gain more experience. Okay, see, one thing on Agile is we learn by doing things. That's empirical way of learning, right? So this could be one of the right answers. Let's park that for now. Okay. Suggest using historical data from previous sprints to guide the estimation process. Okay. Now, from the previous sprints, if we know what is the work that needs to be done to do some simpler tasks, if we have the historical data, that's a much better choice than compared to first choice. Because this first choice A will take a very long time. Okay. So B is better compared to A. Adjust the team's estimate to more realistic levels based on Scrum Master's adjust judgment. No, Scrum Master will not give the estimates. Okay, no, C is not the right choice. Extend the planning meeting to give the team more time to discuss each story in the detail. No, don't extend the planning meetings. All these like time box meetings to give more time to discuss each story. No, doesn't help. Okay, that doesn't help in estimating. So historic information if you have, that's going to help you with the estimation. So choice D is the right choice. Okay, let's see the answer. Yes, B is the right answer. In Agile, estimation is an iterative learning process using data from past sprints if available. Okay, if you have data from past sprints, else you go with the empirical way of learning things. Because past sprints helps the team improve accuracy and provides valuable insights without relying on subjective judgment and making ad hoc adjustments. It's important to let the team learn and refine from the estimations over time. Okay, those are the 3 questions we had. Let's go to the next one. Question number 20. Again, the context kind of questions, all are right except. So the other 3 points are going to help you learn things about sprint planning in this video. Okay, if you're liking the way we are learning things over here, put a like this particular video, put a comment down what is the learning from this video. When you go and write in what is your learning, your brain will remember longer term because you're using your visual skills, you're using your hand skills as a kinesthetic skills, right? So you go and type in, you'll get to know the retention will increase. Okay, So that's the thing. So all of the following are true about sprint planning. Sprint planning sets a sprint goal and determines what can be delivered in the sprint. Yes, sprint planning talks about sprint goals. Scrum Master is responsible for designing the sprint backlog items during sprint planning. No, it is the product owner who prioritizes, and development team says what they can work upon based on the capacity we have. Okay. The development collaborates with the product owner to select the items for the product backlog. Yes, they do collaborate. Okay. The sprint planning meetings should be time boxed to maximize maximum 8 hours for 1 month sprint. Yes, for 1 month sprint it's like 8 hours. For 2 weeks it's going to be 4 hours. Right choices. So all three are correct except it says, therefore the incorrect choice is B. Answer choice B is the right answer over here. Right choice. Explanation. The development team, not the Scrum Master, collaborates with the product owner to select the items for the sprint. Scrum Master's role is to facilitate the meeting but not make decisions about the backlog. Okay, that's clear. Let's go for the next one. All of the following are true about sprint planning except product owner ensures the team understands the priorities and most valuable items. Yes, you should know that. Sprint planning focuses on what the team will deliver and how the work will be accomplished. Okay. Only development team is involved in sprint planning. Other stakeholders should not participate. No, we have product owner also. We can have the scrum master also. Will help with the estimation and the agile way of thinking things, ensuring that the agile practices of follow scrum is also needed. The outcome of sprint planning is sprint goal and sprint backlog. Yes, that's right. Okay. So at the end of sprint, what you build is called this is product increment or the sprint increment, right? So that's what we get. Okay, so that's the right choice. The incorrect answer is C. Except it says, therefore our right answer is C. Let's see the answer choice. Yes, C. When the development team is primarily responsible for the planning the sprint, the product is also involved to provide clarity on priorities and values. Stakeholders may be invited to provide insights if necessary. Okay, so that's about it. Now let's go to a mind map and see a summary mind map. I've got a few more extra pointers today in the mind map for you to learn about sprint planning. Let's see what is that. Okay, sprint planning. Okay, who all are into sprint planning? Development teams, scrum master, PO, and subject matter experts. Okay, the development team owns the delivery, the sprint goal, and what is the maximum amount of work they can do in the sprint. A scrum master facilitates the sprint planning discussion. PO is there to clarify the requirements and helps with the prioritization. Okay, sprint planning is the first event in the sprint done at the beginning of the sprint for 4 hours for a 2 week sprint or 8 hours for a 4 week sprint. Okay, then sprint planning is also called as iteration planning. Okay, which is more detailed than just release plans. Okay, so what happens in sprint planning? User stories are discussed and user stories are selected based on the priority and the amount of work that can be taken in the sprint. Define. What happens? We define the acceptance criteria. Okay, and then we write the acceptance test. Okay, how the software should work, right? And then estimation of user stories happens in the sprint planning. Okay, so all these simple things could be asked for you in the interviews. You can, this will help you know these terms. You can answer these interviews, get a job also easily. Okay, so these videos will help you with that also. Sprint planning helps you also decide what is the sprint goal, and the artifacts is sprint backlog. Always remember, a sprint backlog is a subset of the product backlog. Product backlog is big, sprint backlog is small. Okay, so that's on the mind map for sprint planning. Today I have got one more very interesting learning tip for you all. Let's see what is that. We covered chunking, context testing, mind mapping, active recall, flashcards, and then decide when and where. So what is this? So when I was preparing for my PMP certification examination back in like 2015, right? So I had a lot of work in the day, and I had to kind of make time to prepare, right? All of us are busy, I understand. Most of us are busy, most of us got like pretty hectic projects, right? I understand all that, right? But we have to make time for this. So let me ask you a question. Let's say you're having a chat with one of your fellow teammates with whom you want to have a meeting, and he says, okay, I'll schedule a call with you, and you forget to, or he forgets to schedule a call and you forget to schedule a call. Will that meeting ever happen? No. And let's say another friend who talks to you and says immediately he schedules a meeting in Outlook or maybe Google Calendar, whatever you're using, right? Immediately they schedule a call. Will the meeting happen? For sure it will happen. So when you want to make time to sit and study, right, you have to develop a new habit. And that the best way to develop a new habit is to decide when and where will you sit and study. Okay, Will it be early in the morning, or will it be late in the night after everybody sleeps, or before everybody gets up, or will it be when you're commuting to the office? Like for me, like I used to learn using flashcards in my morning walks. Right, that was my way of learning. Off late now, I've started learning, listening to audio programs in my car. When that's the one place where I get to learn new things. Okay, decide when and where. Every day, same time, same place. Okay, your brain gets wired to it, and your learning will increase, your absorption will increase, the retention will increase, right? That's a simple learning tip. If you can decide when and where, I'm very sure you'll make more time and prepare for PMs. Else a month becomes 2 months, 2 months become 3 months, 3 months become 4 months, 4 months I have seen people becoming in 1 year also, right? If you can decide when and where, you can finish off the PM certification just within like 2 months or 8 to 10 weeks easily. But you should be serious about it. At least giving 40 minutes an hour every day, it will help you. If you can't give that much, it's going to take like more time. If you just give 30 minutes a day, it's going to take you more time, right? So what I'm saying is, decide when and where you want to study, and see how easy it becomes. And one more important tip is that, decide it, this when and where in the least resistance path. It should be easy for you to do. Okay, do this learning tip. I'm very sure you'll be able to learn and pass this PNP certificate examination. And also, I'm very sure these videos are going to help you prepare for your interviews also. Look for the concepts I'm explaining, look for situational questions. It'll give you a lot of confidence. I'm very sure you guys are all amazing. Believe in yourself over here. I put it over here in front of you, right? You can do it step by step, day by day, little by little. You will progress and continuously improve. That's your Kaizen improvement. I wish you all the best. This is Arham Faraaz. If you like the video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon for the next video. The next topic on Agile which we have is, any guesses? It is the definition of done. We will talk about definition of done in the next video. Stay, hang on till that. I'll be uploading very soon to you. Thank you for watching once again. Bye bye. Take care.